All right, we're in Pittsburgh, and I have to say, I was completely unprepared to walk into this. I was actually completely unprepared for Pittsburgh. I've seen some very nice places. I've seen some very run-down places on this trip. I am enchanted by what I'm seeing in this town. I really was kind of expecting Pittsburgh to be a little more gritty, a little more industrial. And oh my gosh, this is just a charming, charming place. I'm here with Joe Nickol. Joe, what is this place we're looking at here, man?
So this is Market Square. Traditionally, when this square was first formed, this space actually had a building in it.
I'm gonna get your good mug in this thing a little bit.
Make sure you get the beer.
Yeah, you look good, man.
When this was originally the full Market Square for the city, it had a building in it. Actually, rail spurs would come in and deliver goods right to this space, and then everybody would converge here to take goods out to their shops. That building was removed. This went through a number of iterations. Buses, if you can imagine this became a bus terminal where buses would fly through here regularly. They got rid of the buses. They reconfigured the square, and incrementally over time, development has recaptured the spirit of this space at an increment that is quite fascinating. So you've got buildings that are 16 feet wide here that an entrepreneur will come and take over, all the way to a building over here, which is a major loft redevelopment with a YMCA, national tenants, all working together to create this very flexible space that gets used not only for farmers markets and the traditional programming that you would expect on any given day, but the Christmas village is here. People are hanging out here. This is really the week-long living room for downtown Pittsburgh.
I can see here how they're fixing up the facades on these buildings. Yep. And they're restoring them. You told me when we were walking over here that some of these were scheduled for demolition.
Oh yeah, this block whole here.
What happened here?
Well, basically, people fell in love with this block, and I don't know the specifics of the story, but a big coalition was formed as part of the redevelopment of this building here, the new Fairmont Hotel, and some of this other redevelopment happening to seed the money to make this feasible to happen. That's one of the oldest garment stores, I think, in downtown Pittsburgh.
From a transportation standpoint, I actually just noticed that we have cars here.
Yeah, they kind of recede into the background, don't
they? This is really kind of a shared space type of environment. We just walked across this street, and I was so kind of engrossed in the building that I didn't even notice we had cars.
I mean, this very well could do 10,000 cars a day. I don't know.
Yeah.
And you wouldn't even notice it.
Yeah.
What's interesting, we've got to spend more time in this space, is look at these three corners and the kind of building increment.
Sure.
And then you go to the Philip Johnson building.
Yeah, that's kind of
always the dead corner.
Right. Exactly.
Nobody's hanging out.
Yeah, it feels, less alive. It feels more sterile.
That's right.
Than the rest. And, obviously you've got a large, grand building there. But this kind of gets into that incremental nature of it. The stuff that is built and kind of slowly matures over time is not only compatible with everything else, but you keep that activity, that organic nature of the whole place. This is spectacular. This is Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. What a gorgeous place. Someone told me that they wrote a book called The Paris of the Alleghenies.
Yep.
And if you would have told me that yesterday, I would have kind of chuckled okay, that's a nice marketing spin. My gosh, this is a gorgeous place.
But it's not just marketing, it's policy too. We started this program called Paris to Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
And what we did as a city is we went and methodically went through our regulations and said, what are we now forbidding that keeps us from having the street life of a city like Paris?
Right.
And we went and stripped all that out.
Yeah.
With all the faults of our other zoning codes and everything that we have still, people were for the first time eating on the sidewalks. They were spending time in public spaces. Made it almost overnight transformation just by removing those roadblocks that people were facing when they wanted to do what's perfectly natural for us to do in cities.
To me, the aspiration of the Paris of the Alleghenies this has that type of feel. I mean, you're definitely getting there. I mean, this is a great place. I am very enthused about Pittsburgh in a way that I was not 24 hours ago. So,
and this is just the tip of the iceberg.
Awesome. Let's go look at it. Thanks so much, Joe.